Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. Ryan, would you please roll me some initiative?
Yeah.
We're just
You
going to
want to look up
do,
my
there's a
weapon
bunch of
speed?
them, so we're just going to do group initiative for now.
But okay, well I am casting a spell. I am whipping out my rope for a little trick. Oh, and it's bad. And it's bad.
It is
How far away
bad
am I when I see
indeed.
them? Can you like roll an encounter distance and hope that I'm far, far away?
Yes, I can. You around the corner to see each other. I was going to just place you guys at 150 feet.
Okay, I can. Well, I mean, then they can close and murder me, and yeah. Well,
They have
I guess we'll
movement
see. Come,
rate 9, which is 90 yards, which
come.
is how long is 90 yards? That's a
100
270
and,
feet.
yeah, 270 feet.
So they cannot move and attack unless they charge, which they could do. Instead, they fan out.
Are the people? So there's bodies on the ground, right?
There are bodies on the ground. One gnoll,
Dead, dying, screaming.
nope, silent. One of
Sound.
these dog creatures stands behind a foot on a corpse, what you presume to be a corpse. 3 of them go to the right, 3 of them go to the left, and 2 of them come at you from the middle. And they bark in the one that stands behind barks orders at the others. You notice the one behind has the long axe, the axe on the long pole. The others have the hand axes, and they start to circle around and envelop you, keeping a safe distance. They keep a distance of maybe 10 feet from you, maybe 15
I don't know what their
feet.
initiative was, but I mean,
Their
I'm
initiative is
starting to
before you.
mutter the words of a spell. I mean, if it was two, I don't know, whatever, with casting times and everything. But I'm casting a spell, so I'm muttering words under my breath. I'm like unwinding this rope from my shoulder and like twirling it. And I mean, I'm not shouting these arcane words, but whispering and looking cautious, maybe fearsome, maybe terrified.
They circle around.
Have I heard? Do they look like wolfmen? Do they look like?
They look like hyena men.
Okay, so I've heard of hyenas. I've heard of gnolls.
You might recognize these as gnolls if you're well read in the monsters of the world.
For a second there, I thought werewolves. So do they close and attack before?
No, they circle entirely around you, keeping a distance of 10 to 15 feet, and kind of just trap you in their circle while snickering at you. One of them licks a blade.
Do I see any ranged weapons in the group?
There's some small daggers at their sides that could be thrown, but you don't see any bows or slings or crossbows. But you are surrounded, and it is your initiative.
Peace out, motherfuckers! And I whip my rope taut. On one end, it rises into the air until the whole rope hangs perpendicular. So 25-foot perpendicular rope to an extra dimensional pocket. And if I can move at the end of my initiative,
yep,
I scurry the 25 feet up the rope. How fast can I climb? You know, in fact, I kept the one end of the rope tied to my utility belt. So I just like unwound the far end and tossed it straight up.
Okay.
How fast can I climb? I assume I can climb 25 feet in a round, right?
I would expect so, but let's take a look at chapter, was that 13? Time and movement. I think you climb at 1/3 your movement rate. So yeah, you can do it. You can definitely climb 25 feet.
Can I repel midair and hurl magic missiles at these gnomes, or do I need to commit to the extra dimensional space? Sorry, what movement space did you say?
You climb at 1/3 movement rate.
Okay, so I can 1/3 of one.
1/2 is 1/6 of 12 is 2 10s of yards. So you can climb 60 feet in this round.
Okay, so Do I need to roll a climb check, or am I?
No, you're just climbing a rope.
Yeah. So I scamper up this rope and shout, "Peace out, motherfuckers!" as I hurtle into this extra dimensional space. And then we'll ask the questions next round on if I can...
Initiative, then. Roll me an initiative roll.
Yep. I completely... Like, I'm on a different plane of existence right now, right?
You are in extra-dimensional space. It's not quite the same.
Yeah, but I can't see them?
You can see them. You can see them through a little 3x5 window at the base of the extra-dimensional pocket.
Oh, spells can... Okay. But this extra-dimensional space is 25 feet up.
It is.
So I can poke my hand, my hand or my amulet out and hurl magic missiles at these guys below. So anyway, yeah, well, I mean, they probably beat me on initiative again. What do I see as I'm peering at these gnomes?
As you climb up, this rope snakes in the air, they pause their like dancing movements back and forth, and then as you climb this rope that's attached to nothing, they step back a little bit, and then you disappear, and the step back turns into a walking closer and looking up.
I should carry heavy things to drop from this extra-dimensional pocket.
You can hear the barking of the lead Gnoll, from far away. It's a little bit muffled through the extra-dimensional space. And one of the Gnolls comes up, sets his axe down, and tugs on the rope hard.
There's no rope. I brought the rope up with me.
You brought it up with you?
Yeah. Am I allowed to do that? Did I just invert extra-dimensional space on myself and... seal myself in? I brought the end of the rope with me. That's why I said it's still tied to my vest.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yes,
so like no one can climb up after me unless like.
So the rope hangs down 20 feet now.
No, it doesn't hang down at all. I brought the end. I mean, maybe it.
Yeah, because if it's 25-foot rope, I'm sorry, it would hang down like 12 feet because it's at the top and the bottom.
It's 25 feet up in the air.
And so now the bottom is 25 feet up in the air.
I pulled it up after me, I guess is what I was doing. And maybe I'm scrambling to pull it up and the Gnoll's
The rope can be taken into the extra-dimensional space if fewer than 8 persons have climbed it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So they come up and they look to where you were, and one of them points, and they shout and they bark at you. But they do not do anything. They stand down there, scratching their chins, scratching their hair, and chat with one another. You can go ahead and do something if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm thinking about casting a spell, but I'm taking my time. Color spray, a 20-foot wedge.
They're 25 feet up, though.
Damn it, I should have done it like...
But they're 7 feet tall.
Oh. So I know I can't cast spells through it, but can I cast a spell and then stick my hands out? I'm sure. Have you argued through all of this with the roleplay cast?
I haven't. I would say if you're in the extra dimensional space at all, you cannot go through it because magic flows through your entire body, and you cannot when in the extra dimensional space.
So I can't cast spells out. I can't cast.
No, but if you wanted to, like,
so
if you were to
D&D
tie I guess in theory you could tie the rope around you so it only like a foot hangs down, and then you could like Tom Cruise yourself down and hang and cast spells while just hanging in midair.
I mean that's basically what I'm imagining here. Thank God I have Featherfall memorized is all I have to say. I guess like I could, yeah. Because I did not think about getting down. I mean, yeah, I'd have to like rappel down, and which was something I'm prepared to do. But can I spellcast while I do that?
Yeah, but you'd have to retie the rope. It would take you a round to prepare yourself, I think.
Yeah, sure. So I think that's what I'm thinking through. I'm skipping the round, I guess. I mean, I haven't started casting a spell anyways, so
Okay.
So I start rolling up the rope and thinking this through, thinking back to my wizarding school and what they said about...
One of the gnolls hurls a rock at you.
I don't think they can attack me while I'm inside.
Why not?
I'm in an extra-dimensional space, bro.
So you can see and move through that 3x5 window.
Oh, so he has to throw a rock into the 3x5? I don't think so. Really? Whoa.
Spells cannot be cast across the interdimensional interface, nor can area effects cross it.
But a rock can pass through?
It's like, yeah, you crawl, like, think of a 3x5 window in space and time, and you just, like, crawl up into this window.
I should get like most partial cover, right?
Yeah, I'll give you partial cover.
Or even 3/4 cover. Like,
Something
I don't
like
what's
that,
the
but your AC
size
is still
of the
10,
section?
right?
If I can fit 8 people up here, I can presumably back away from the window so that.
But your AC is still 10, right?
-1, yeah, 9.
9.
But
you're 25 feet up. No, you're 20 feet away from them. That puts them at medium range for rocks.
Does it? Is rock
yeah,
10
rock
feet?
is 10, 20, 30 feet.
Not yards, feet.
No, you're right. It is yards. Okay, thanks. So they still hit you with a 17.
You're welcome. With a 7?
17.
Oh, 17. Oh, yeah, sure.
The rock pegs you in the forehead.
I didn't know that was allowed. Ow!
Scrapping you for a single point of damage.
I can't cast spells out, but they can throw rocks at me? What bullshit is this?
You can shoot arrows out. You can throw rocks down. Didn't you just say, why don't I bring heavy stuff and drop it on them?
Yeah. Out the hole, but I didn't realize things can go in. I mean, I guess,
the other one cackles, and pretty soon they're all picking up rocks and hurling them at you.
Well, I mean, they got to roll for initiative before they do that.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm surprised he even got to.
No, that's what he did on his turn. Roll me initiative, and as they all go to pick up rocks. Racks.
Yeah, hold on a sec. Let me.
Racks.
So I guess that round I wound up the rope, and we'll see if this repelling spellcasting will fly. There's no war wizardry feat in this edition. I don't really know what. I feel like they need a proficiency for casting spells in extreme situations.
Give me that initiative.
1d6. All right, I think I'm going for a color spray. I guess it doesn't matter because cast.
Yeah, we're doing groups.
Colors. Yep. So I'm gonna try and color spray. I don't even know how. Six.
They go first.
I don't like this no weapon speed BS.
I mean, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, you are more likely to go first if you do. Without weapon speed, you're more likely to go first.
Because my initiative modifier is like 1 and 2. For my
yeah,
spells.
but if I rolled 7 different
like,
initiatives for them, they would be way more likely to beat you.
Not on an average, but I guess there's gonna be more variance.
Of course, on an average, they get more chances.
Roll your rocks. How many rocks are there of suitable throwing size within? I feel like they should have to roll to retrieve rocks.
In a single minute to find a rock and throw it. A full minute.
Apparently, we've got a rocky. Is it like if it's a stone path? Sure, but if it's a dirt,
Okay, they hurl rocks through the hole at you. Miss. But another one dings you for another point of damage, and that interrupts your spell casting.
Is it just
whapped again?
There's no. What house rules are we doing these days? Is it just spell canceled?
I think we're going by the books these days.
Okay.
Yeah. You get hit in the head. You lose the focus on your spell. You can still take the rest of your turn, but the spell vanishes from your mind. And it is your turn. If you want, you can back away from the ledge so they can't see you.
I thought that was assumed. I thought that was assumed, but whatever.
Well, you were looking down. You're like, what? They can throw up at me, huh?
Yeah.
Because you didn't even think they could cross the barrier. I mean, you're doing a new spell.
Yeah, I mean, I try and avoid fire as best I can. I mean,
you just lay down next to the window. Pretty easy to get 100% cover there.
Okay. So this is like a little room. Like if it's big enough for 8 people, I should be able to avoid the door. Right?
Yeah, but not when you're looking through the door. You know, if you can see the gnolls, they can see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You hear barks and yells and jeers.
I'm going next round. I'm going to be invoking the amulet and trying to I guess I'll have to pop out at the last second. I mean, I'm going after them, so hopefully I can just stay laying down until I pop out to cast the spell. But maybe I expose myself before then. You tell me.
Yeah, there's just shouting, all sorts of things. What do you do on yours round?
I'm activating the amulet, and all I've got in there is magic missiles.
All right. So you
Trying
Tom
the
Cruise your
rappel
way
trick.
out.
I Tom Cruise my way out. So I've like tied all but the last 5 feet of the rope back to my. Where does the other end go in this extra dimensional space?
It just holds in midair.
But so there's like a rope hanging in midair in this little pocket.
Yep.
Okay. So I probably spent the round untying it and then retying it closer. So there's only 5 feet of rope. And I Tom Cruise my way out. And
how many magic missiles are you
Malchus
casting?
with you. It is cast at 5 levels higher. So I am now casting at level 9, which is max for magic missiles. So I think there's 5.
And okay, there are
I'm casting one at each of 5 gnomes.
gnolls.
Gnolls. I think I just want to double check the level on magic missile.
3, 5, 7, 9. So that should be 5. Yeah.
Yeah, up to a total of 5 at 9th level. So let's go ahead. It's in their D4 plus 1 each, damage D4 plus
Yep.
So each of those is plus 1. I wonder if there's a way to roll.
Ooh.
So that's 4, and that's nice. 2 4s and 3 5s.
Very nice.
Malchus with you!
One drops dead on the ground. The other 4 whimper as these silver darts spring forth from your hands like beams of light and splatter into them. The gnolls cry out in surprise, having no idea what the shit is that just happened to them. And without a word from their leader, their ranks break, and they scamper. Some of them tucking their axes into their belts and actually going down on all 4s and running like a dog. They scamper all over the place.
So initiative. So you said only 1 died and then the rest just scattered?
Yes, even the ones that didn't get hit. The exception being
Another 9 on my initiative.
The exception being the one that was standing 150 feet away with a foot on one of the bodies. His men break and run. He shouts at them and turns his steely gaze towards you, halberd in hand.
I think I'm probably a little shocked at how effective that level 9 magic missile was. Did it come from the amulet or did it come from my hands?
It came from your hands. It channeled through the amulet.
1 from each of 5 fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Pew 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 pew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm sort of bobbling there, dumbfounded. While the gnolls, do any of them like try to? I guess they break. Does the leader try to like hurl a?
No, he comes at you. He was still all the way back at the humans. He takes his foot off of them.
Does he get a separate morale modifier or something? Or?
Yeah, he's doing his own morale. And he comes at you. But you're
I'm
20
feet in the air, so he needs a missile weapon.
He's got a pole arm in his hand. Pole arm is reach.
He seriously
10.
has reach.
He's got 10 feet of reach, and he's 7 feet tall, so you're just
10
out of
feet
range.
of reach. Yeah. Maybe if he like jumped and did like some weird.
Yeah, although him has a weird jump attack, but I'll give them a penalty for a weird leap attack at you.
Right, 'cause, like technically, if you like count the length, I mean, like he could like jump up
the length
and
of
like
his arm and the jump.
like maybe treat it as like an improvised weapon or something.
I'll figure out a roll, but he comes
I don't
at
think
you, weapon in
He
hand.
could do like a full-on attack, but he could like jump and poke me with the end of his stick or whatever.
He swings with his halberd, and it whistles through the air, kind of guiding past your head. What were you doing this round?
I was thinking to cast a spell, but I didn't get to it.
Well, make your decision.
Yeah, I think I climb back up the extra dimensional pocket.
Okay. You disappear into the extra dimensional pocket. The gnoll below you barks, cries, and then, in a language you understand, Hobgoblin, it says...
Like, he's just shouting random things.
You hear him saying, "You cowardly wizard! Come down here and face me like a man! I shall rend your flesh from your bones! I shall eat your children! Your penis shall adorn my spiked axe.
I reply in Hobgoblin as well. Come up here and fight me like a wizard.
Drop your puny rope, and I shall comply with you. I will pick my teeth with your fingers.
All right. I
wipe the grease from my hand on your head.
2 feet per second, 120 feet per round. What kind of polearm did you say he had?
It's like an axe on a spike, on a pike, like a halberd, pretty much. If halberds have reach. I think they do.
Yeah. So I'm gonna remove the rope will fall when the spell's over. I'll untie the rope and drop it. So like remove it from myself and let it fall down. I mean, if he feels like climbing, he can.
Sure.
But so let it fall down, and then I think I'm gonna cast Featherfall on myself. I mean, it lasts a few rounds, so I drop the rope and start casting Featherfall. I don't know if we want to roll initiative for next round.
Yeah, I take it. I'm just going to assume that you backed out of view from
hesitated.
him.
Yeah, I hesitated and burned that round. I think I went after him. He didn't actually do anything, did he? Oh. All right, initiative, right?
Yes.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
But I'm the worst initiative roller ever.
But it almost seems like it's better if I'm the one hiding in the extra dimensional space. I mean, I guess you could always go first and delay.
Okay, so you drop the rope down. You start casting.
I don't drop the rope down. Oh, I guess do I drop it? Yeah. Yeah, I guess I drop it as I'm casting Featherfall.
And as you're casting Featherfall, up climbs this gnoll, up the rope into your extra dimensional space.
Well, I was not expecting that. He's got to set down his polearm, right, or strap it to his back, or does he carry the polearm up with him?
No, the polearm. Actually, yes, his polearm is tucked awkwardly into his belt.
Okay, to sheath a weapon, he has to take an action, right? So he can't attack. Okay, yeah. He climbs.
As he crawls into the extra dimensional space, and to pull his polearm out, it clangs against the invisible walls and ceiling of this space, which is not large enough to swing a polearm. Mm-hmm. And he awkwardly fumbles as he tries to figure out what the space is up here. You can see air. You can see something, space. He can't see the trees. He can't. I mean, you only see this little window down. Everything else is kind of a clear emptiness around you. He yells in frustration at you, "What foul sorcery is this?"
As the last words of magic to the Featherfall spell leave my lips, I reply, "Welcome to my realm," and roll initiative once again. 4. Before, I was planning on leaping with my Featherfall, but I'm just going to stay up here. I can cast a spell in the extra dimensional space.
You can.
So I'm pulling my flash powder out. Do I go first for once?
You do. Rope trick is 2 turns per level, not 2 rounds per level. That shit lasts forever. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you go first.
Yep. So I retrieve my colored sand of I guess I just got 4 doses.
Okay.
So let's see how that color spray goes. 1d. It doesn't matter how many creatures. If he is, all creatures of 6th level or 6 hit die or more are entitled to a saving throw.
He is not entitled to a saving throw then.
If he is less than 4 hit die, he's unconscious for 2d4.
He is unconscious for 2d4 rounds. Roll your.
Made this way too easy. Way too easy. I probably shouldn't have seen that.
Steps. Kind of sways a little bit.
I think
tries to strike at you with this halberd, but it clatters against some corners and drops to the ground. He weaves.
Yeah. I think he sees
tumbles, and he falls. And
he sees me going for my knife.
He falls to the side and
merciless
slips,
grin coming over my face.
But only his body slips through the hole before him and tumbles.
What?
The 25 feet.
But it's such a small hole.
It's 3 by 5.
Can I try to catch him?
Give me a dex check.
D20 plus 6. 23!
You grab him. Give me a strength check.
Oh, God. Does he have, like a shirt or something that I'm gripping? Or
Yeah, you can grab he's got that big red cloak around him.
Hold on a second.
You fail your strength check.
I clutch him tight and I leap out of the extra dimensional space with him. I can carry up to 200 pounds per caster level. We fall at 2 feet per second. In fact, we probably just go like wash down
through the air.
I guess I can't carry him back into the extra dimensional space. I'm not strong enough for that.
No, but the two of you slowly tumble, just slowly float like a feather to the ground. As you fall through the air, you look about. You see off fairly far in the distance, maybe 300 feet, 400 feet out, you see his pack of gnoll buddies distance, watching you, hands covering their eyebrows, gazing at what mystery this is that you are tumbling with him.
The horror they witness. So once we strike ground, I don't know. This isn't. I don't know if this is Georg that does this, but they see this wizard draw his dagger and probably slit his own wrist or his own hand, and perform some arcane rituals, removing the amulet from his neck, and then he proceeds to go to town on this unconscious gnoll, slicing his breastplate open or rib cage open and shoving the amulet within. So I charge it first on myself with a true seeing and an invisibility.
Well,
so now I'll have...
you
right, and so I drain...
you charge the central amulet, which can then...
Yeah, so I'm draining stats, and then I'm recovering stats.
Okay.
So there's like a couple round ritual of charging the amulet on myself, like cutting myself. God, this is some.
All right, well, I'll trust you to do all the stat shit, but you charge the amulet with whatever you got. I think you got 2 slots on it open right now.
Yeah, there's 1 magic missile left, so I fill up an invisibility and a true seeing. That means I lose another dex and another charisma, and a perception and a con. I think I do lose some HP.
But then you...
Yeah, then I'll immediately recover as many as I can.
Yeah, so you'll immediately recover 1 of all stats when you...
Okay.
So you immediately gain back those things, so it doesn't really matter. So you basically get the invisibility and the true seeing for free and recover 1 magic missile stat set, right?
Yeah. 9.
So the total adjustment should be... your strength and whiz go back up by 1, I think is what happens here.
Yeah. Okay. So does losing the con temporarily? Do I lose?
No, because the con goes down by 1, and then you lose 1 HP per hit die,
and then it
gains 1 HP. Yeah. So it goes down and up, and that's the same effect.
Okay.
That will
so
even
the blood
itself
spill
out.
does not. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it doesn't affect my con, and then 9 charisma, back to 13 will.
Well, hold on. Your perception. Oh yeah. It's just the dex and charisma that restore by 1. Your strength, whiz, perception, and con went down and then right back up, so they shouldn't have changed.
Yeah, I still need more souls.
Okay. As you drain the lifeblood of the gnoll, you see little flickering, just spots of light emanating from his blood-soaked body, and kind of they flow up and around your arm to where the kind of circle around where the amulet is. As you pull it around you, you see little and large spheres of light just dancing around your arm as they slowly fade into the amulet. The center gem turns bright blood red, and as you dispel it to regain your stats, the red soaks into your arm and kind of taints your skin red for a few minutes. A few minutes. And as you charge each gem, it turns blood red as well.
Okay, so that was first. I charged the gems, and then I plunged into... I mean, there was blood everywhere, right?
You ripped open a person, plunged your amulet
into
its still beating gnoll, chest
right?
cavity.
A gnoll that wanted to kill me.
That is still a person. You cannot deny the gnoll his personhood. The gnolls on the outside break and run. And you notice
I'm
looking
going to
up.
chase them down. So let's roll initiative.
Well, as you look up from your
And
ritual, you see the human that the gnoll had been stepping on earlier has his head up, looking at you, mouth agape in horror at what you have just done.
witnesses. I
Um,
stride towards this human who was supposed to be dead. I asked about this.
yeah, so 150 feet away, wasn't moving.
I look down at my brand new clothes, just totally ruined.
Your pants are soaked in blood. Your tunic has like a bloody sleeve on it. There's splatters on your shirt. Your nice white buttoned-up shirt splattered with blood. You
I'll take
approach the
stock.
human on the ground, who starts to roll over and try and crawl away on his back, kicking with his feet, trying to drive him while he bounces on his hands. You get closer, and he raises a hand to shield himself from whatever you may say. He says, "Mercy, mercy!"
I don't know. I'm pretty strong-willed, actually. Do I feel anything from the amulet?
It's pulsing warmth. And your hand and arm at this point are still tainted red, not with blood, but with the soaked energy of the amulet.
I think it happens. We harvest his soul. We can fade the scene. I don't know that I need to describe it in gory detail because this is clearly.
I think
my
Georg
stats are
is
down.
turning. I think we need to know what you do. This is character development. It can't be. You can't whitewash it.
Yeah, I think I don't think he. I think looking back, he'll be like, "What happened?" Like the blood rage just takes over.
Ah.
And
all right. Georg opens his eyes.
Malchus, yeah, takes his hand.
A few moments later, you look. There's a man at your feet. His belly ripped open.
Okay. So he's been mortally wounded by.
No, his belly ripped open. Amulet shoved inside of him. He's dead on the ground.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I was originally trying to suggest.
Yeah.
And one more stat charge.
Yep.
So strength.
Any of your stats? All your stats should go up by 1.
Yeah. So charisma and dex are still down by 1. But I don't think, but that doesn't affect anything. Yeah. So I'm back to 7 dex and 10 charisma. It'll affect stat checks, but no penalties. So still a little drained, but feeling much better. And then I come to face the carnage before me, muttering to myself, "These men were dead when I arrived. They were dead when I arrived." And I start looking around. There's 2 bodies of the humans.
There's 2 that are staked to the tree with swords. There's 2 other ones on the ground, face down. The one that was seemingly alive crawled away. You think you killed him. There's a brief flashback. You have an image in your mind of this man trying to crawl away from you, putting his hand up and says, "Who are you? Who are you?" Did you respond? Or did you just... Were you in a state to even respond? I'm trying to gauge Gary's level of consciousness here.
"They were dead when I got here," was all that I said to him before I performed the ritual. And those words are burning in my mind and under my breath as I take stock of the situation. I go retrieve the rope from the rope trick. I guess actually it's 2 turns per level.
Yeah, so 80 minutes? It seems like you should be able to detach it, unless it's just stuck there for 80 minutes.
I think it's just stuck. You said spells can't be dispelled unless they're...
Yeah. Yeah, it just stays in the air.
Yep. So I think I sit down in the bloodbath and wait the 80 minutes. I have my rest here while I take stock. I killed the gnoll boss, and there's another gnoll over there. He's not still. No.
There's 2 dead gnolls. Yeah.
They're not still breathing, are they?
The gnolls? No. Gnolls are dead.
No soul left in them.
No, the magic missile. Well, he was at. Actually, he's at 0 exactly. I think half-heartedly and like fully conscious of what he's doing, Georg goes and just finishes the job. I don't know if half-heartedly is the word. Like he's just like resigned. Yeah, I'll go get my stats back to full. So I approach the gnoll. I mean, like I guess I'm like going over inspecting. I'm like, hey, this one's still breathing. And I sit down and let out a sigh, and I surgically saw his chest open, and pull out the last good soul in this fucking mess. Okay. You find on these.
Are you happy now, Tyrus? Are you happy now? Oh yeah, they're coin purses. Is that what's happening? I'm now leaving.
As you're waiting for the thing to die out, you notice that both these gnolls have purses attached to them, and within them you find a total of 26 gold. In
nice.
Gold. No, not small denominations. Straight up gold.
Yep. Nice. How's Carl doing? How's the knife?
It's a knife.
Does it get dull when I use it to do knife things, like saw open rib cages?
Well, it's a steel knife, so it stays pretty sharp, but I mean,
you're
not really cutting through the rib cage with Carl. Are you actually trying to like break through the sternum?
Don't I need to get it into like the? It's.
You just need to get it inside the person. You don't have to go through the chest. You could go through the belly. You could do the sides. Any way just to get it within the body cavity.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be.
I was imagining tearing rib cages open.
You can do it that way if you would so desire. You could bash it in with your staff until it breaks and rips.
No. Carl, this blood's on Tyrus's hands.
Okay.
I was thinking about disposing of the bodies, chopping them up, but I don't think that's the work for a wizard or for a knife like this.
So you're waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Just.
Is there any clothes to salvage amongst the people I've murdered, or the gnolls murdered? I guess the guy.
They're wearing clothes. They're all blood-stained clothes, but they're still wearing clothes.
My clothes are blood-stained too. This whole place is blood-stained.
Okay.
Right.
You're waiting here at this site for your rope to drop down. When you hear, coming from the direction of Thornwood, the jingling of reins and the clattering of horse hooves on the ground. Not at full gallop, but at a nice trot. You can hear the creaking of wagon wheels. And looking over your shoulder, you see a carriage coming your direction. Seated in front is a driver.
How many minutes are left on the rope trick, roughly?
Half an hour.
Yeah, I think reluctantly I climb back up it. Maybe the carriage driver catches a flicker of movement as I disappear into the extra dimensional space. But I think I think
it's pretty clear that someone just climbed up a rope in the middle of the road into.
I don't know. I mean, you roll a surprise check maybe to see if he noticed. I mean, I'm sure he would catch movement, but that's a strange thing to see, and you kind of see.
I mean, in the middle of the road, just a person climbing a rope into disappearing. That's kind of hard to miss.
I mean, had they spotted me first?
You were surprised each other.
Okay.
So it was the sort of thing where you hear the noise, you look around, what the hell? And then you climb the rope, and he's like, what the hell? Of course, you can't see his reaction or know his reaction. But there's...
In Martha's name, what is this? I mean, I guess...
As you clear go up into the final part, you see that the carriage has stopped. The driver has his hands over his eyes, and 2 people have hopped off the back, but then you're in your extra dimensional pocket. Half an hour left. Do you leave the rope dangling?
No, I pull it up with me. Maybe I had forgotten it, and I yank it up as the people are approaching.
What are you doing up there? Are you trying to look down? Are you trying to stay?
Yeah, I'm
way off
pulled
the
back
side?
into trying to stay invisible.
Okay. Well, because if you crouch low, there's no way they could see you, or you could stand and step back and have a narrow view of something. I mean, imagine you're looking down through a window. You can.
Yeah, I think I'm
create
pressed
whatever.
back against the far edge, so I'm hopefully not very visible. Hopefully it's kind of dark up. Oh, maybe it's, I don't know.
No, it's well lit.
But...
I mean, you could
Way to
crouch
cover my
or
face.
lay
Yeah.
down, and you would be
Maybe I crouch.
invisible. Oh.
And I shout down to them, "Flee, mortals! Fear me, for I am Tyrus Bellows, servant of Malchus, and I will feast upon your blood."
You're not sure if you don't hear any words, or if there are no words, but you hear the sound of footfall on ground, and then nothing.
I poke my head out the hole.
You see the carriage has, still fairly far off, is being turned around. They're trying to get the horses to pull the carriage off the road and go back the other way.
"I said run!"
Hurriedly, they vanish down the road.
"Bellows!" I shout echoing into the woods, my head poking out of the rope trick.
All right.
Maybe that'll get the message across.
Half an hour later, you're down below. The rope
I climb down before
falls.
the thing ends so I don't fall.
Right. The rope just tumbles out of the sky, lands at your feet. You can recollect it.
I do.
And
I tie
out.
it back to my utility belt.
What's your perception score?
12.
Okay. All right. And you take off down the road towards Misty Rapids.
Blood stains and all.
Yep. By the time the sun is setting, you've cleared the Thornwood Forest. You're on the verge of forest and plains. This would just kind of be the grander forest of Soggy Hills. To your north is the river. Actually, you're off of the river. To the north is forest, but beyond that should be the river somewhere. You're pretty confident this road has been following the river the entire time, and the river has just taken a momentary pull away from the road. To your south, you can see gentle rolling hills covered with plains. One might call them plainsy hills if they were so inclined. Before you is this well-maintained road stretching ever forward. Behind you is in the other direction it goes the same way. You have passed a couple of other travelers heading from Misty Rapids towards Thornwood this day.
No, I would, okay, if I saw travelers, I would run up to them.
You would run up to them?
Yeah, "Gnolls! Gnolls!" like shouting and approaching them bloodstained and looking terrified.
Okay. These hypothetical travelers, not hypothetical, these travelers shake. What? Gnolls? Where?
On the road east. I'm panting to my knees, but they were driven off. I say.
That's it. We've got to go back. But we're halfway there. If we turn around now, we won't even make it home in time.
You can't go. It's not the Gnolls you need to be afraid of. The man that drove them off, a knight with green armor and a sword with a handle of bone. He chased off the wolves, but then he turned on the men. It was. I ran for my life. As I looked back, I saw him hacking into their bodies. They were dead. But he brutalized them nonetheless.
God.
You can't go east. And I collapse against their wagon.
Are you injured? Are you hurt?
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Well, we'd better turn around.
I continue staggering west, leaning against my staff.
The man was driving the wagon. The woman had a sword at her side. She didn't look like a knight or a warrior, but she had a dingy, battered bronze broadsword at her side.
Mm-hmm.
She says, it's probably better if we travel in a group. Here, have a seat on the wagon. We'll turn around. We won't make Misty Rapids before nightfall, but I guess we could push on through the night. Gnolls are... God, they live in the Tether Wilds. The roads have been safe for a while now. What's happening? Why are the Gnolls coming out again? I thought we had driven them back.
After seeing the brutality of that warrior, I don't know that the Gnolls will be coming back.
Okay. You guys turn around your cart, and you run into a few other people that day. Also in carts, some on foot. The story spreads.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone agrees that it's time to turn back, head to Misty Rapids. You don't pass that many people, just a couple other carts and a few stragglers. And by the time night falls, it's a similar setting, river to the north, probably somewhere. The people you're with tell you the river takes a good 5-mile diversion from the road here. Talinzi Hills to the south, just kind of soft road, east and west on relatively flat ground. The 12 of you make camp that night. The fire is made. Wagons are circled around it. Horses are brought inside. Watches are set. People ask you to tell the story of the Gnolls. Ask you details. Lots and lots of details.
Yeah.
Who are these people? What did they look like? Where did they go? Did you
I
get
give
any of their
them a
names?
vague description. I'm Carl, the traveling engineer.
Mm-hmm.
I met those random guys on the road, and I guess that's a little inconsistent. I don't know which direction, if it's clear which direction I was coming from, or if they recognize the guys, if they see the bodies. Yeah.
They specifically ask if you were coming from Misty Rapids or if you were coming from Thornwood.
Yeah, I say that I was coming from Thornwood, but I don't know where the guys I met were coming from. So
Right.
Details may be inconsistent. Yeah, Carl the engineer. But the general gist of the story is we were ambushed by gnolls, and then we thought we were saved by this knight with the sword of bone and the green scale armor. But after he drove off the gnolls, he turned on.
How did you get away?
Turned on one of the men. I ran. I ran for my life. He turned on a traveling companion. Chris. I can't. I just met them day before yesterday. He drove his steel into him, and I ran. Chris collapsed on me and spewed. There was blood everywhere. I didn't know what to do. I ran.
There's a shudder and silence.
When I looked back from around the bend, he was still standing over him, sawing into his chest.
God, it sounds awful.
It was horrifying. He shouted things, horrible things.
Like what?
I don't know. It was like he was talking to someone himself, but he was shouting. I can't remember. So yeah, I tell such stories to all the new travelers that join.
There's a lot of conversation. They ask where you're going and what you're doing and where you came from. Just the general sort of things you'd ask a person you meet on the road.
I tell them I'm engineering my way west.
Any specific destination?
No, I travel from town to town, making coin where I can, leaving when the work's done.
Okay. Do you tell them?
I tell them, yeah, I just helped finish fortifying the defenses at Thornwood.
Huh.
Me and the gnomes made this ballista.
Yeah. Okay.
It was the coolest thing ever. Oh God, the blood! Sorry. It just.
Do you tell the story of the brownies?
No. That's unless brownies. I don't think brownies come up in the conversation.
No, they definitely don't. Unless you bring them up.
No, I'd be curious to hear their local legends, but that's for another time.
Well, I think that puts a close on our window for today's game. Why don't we dole out some experience?
What do I get experience for?
Gnoll leader slain. He's a nice 3-hit die warrior. 7 other gnolls beaten
That was a
off.
good fight. I wizarded the fuck out of that guy. Dang. These dimension tricks are actually not all that bad.
Let's see. Plus you have discovered, well, I guess you already discovered it, but you have used the soul-sucking power of the gem.
I can't get experience. Oh, the soul side. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the soul-sucking power of the gem for the first time.
Yeah.
Experience for that. You made it.
Brownies. I guess I didn't. I thought about slaughtering them.
For the brownies.
No experience for playing with them. Okay, I guess I got free food.
For fixing the ballistas.
Mm-hmm.
Engineering. I mean, you don't need a lot of experience.
I should at least a GP per or a XP for GP value. Does that make like 200 XP to make a ballista, or does that seem like too much? I'm thinking
that sounds about right. Actually, that's a good way of doing it.
Maybe we could renegotiate if I was like making a ballista assembly line.
Yeah, but I won't give you any money for the gold you got paid to do it then.
Wait, money for the... What are you talking about?
Because usually one of the ways of dealing out treasure is 1 GP per... or 1 XP per GP gained. So I'm just going to give you the cost of the ballista rather than the money you were paid to do it.
Sure.
Spells cast in order to blah, 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 blah.
Fuck ton. The brownie spell counts, right?
To overcome foes or problems.
I couldn't fit through the door, and then I could fit through the door. Problem solved.
I don't think so.
All right. So we've got
magic missile. We've got.
Oh, does magic missile count? I mean, that's invoking
a spell.
It's not casting. It's invoking a magical item. I mean,
all right.
Who might have complained?
So then the
color spray, feather fall.
Color spray, feather fall.
Is it per level or per spell?
Per spell level.
Okay, so color spray, feather fall, rope trick is double.
Rope trick is double.
I think that's it. Is there anything in town?
No. I would say that you maintained a low profile and you were hunted, but you changed your appearance. That's a clever idea that saves the party. And you did it before that you found the flyers for you. Player role plays his character well. I really liked the part where Tyrus was talking, or where Georg was talking to himself, and they were dead when I got here. They were dead. Even as the man does his thing.
Some heavy shit.
It's good. You can't encourage others to participate.
At the table, that's the experience.
Yep. Defeating a creature in single combat. Yeah, we already got that.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Did I get bonus for defeating a creature in single combat? Or that's warrior XP, isn't it? No, it's common individual awards.
Warriors get an additional hit die per creature. Page 70 of the DMG.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know that I've ever used those as a DM. I just sort of... I don't know. Quest XP. I guess with Qualnir we did the GP one.
Yeah. Okay. That's
XP for stealing pants?
No. No.
Did you have a bunch prepped for Thornwood? Was that what you were expecting?
No, I didn't prep material. I just prepped Thornwood. Like, I know Thornwood. I don't know I have an idea of Misty Rapids. I've drawn the city outlines. I have some details, but I don't have the full like hierarchy and law enforcement and the names and the levels and the classes and the yada yada yada.
We just got there.
Yeah. So do you get 10% bonus? You do get 10%
I do.
bonus.
19 and I should get 20% bonus, right?
No. Including your 10% bonus, you gain 2,090 experience.
2,090.
It's pretty good.
12, 6, 5, 4.5.
Is that what you had before?
I had 10, 6.
Okay.
So
it's
a long way to level 5. Long way to level 5. But I'm pretty sturdy for a mage. And now I don't have any dex penalties, which is nice. If I can find some damn Displacer Beast hide, I can be even more hard to hit.
Okay.
We'll work on
Well, that's it for Dicing with Death today, guys. I think Ryan's going to be DMing Shenanigans on Sunday.
Shenanigans.
Yeah,
Yep.
he'll have a fun story for us, I'm sure. I will be making a new character. His name is Charger. He's a centaur, and he's a warrior, and he dual wields lances because his size large, and so are the lances.
I hate my life
So
already.
he can charge with 2 lances in a round, and
I was
lances deal double damage on a hit when they charge. And centaurs can also attack with their hooves each round, both of them.
so OP. I
So
was just
in a single charge, you get 4 attacks, all of them at +2. Lances do double damage. And the round after that, since he's specialized with the lance, you get 3 lance attacks and 2 horsey kicks.
what happens if you declare heroic fray?
Charger just wants to make some friends, though. He's sad of nobody liking him.
I told Neil during one of the breaks that I was going to send him straight to the dungeons, and he'd have to climb so many ladders and ropes. And
Charger's gonna get stuck behind. Basically.
No open fields. No charges will be rolled.
Yeah.
No, we'll see. We'll see.
That's that. I think next week we will hopefully be able to do another Dicing with Death.
I think that's the plan.
Thursday,
Did we drop any frames during this broadcast?
0 frames dropped. Welcome to the United States, guys. God, It's good to be home. I think we're probably going to return to our Thursday at 6 p.m. I'm just going to put on the schedule for that. If things change, it'll be on the schedule.
That should work, yeah.
It'll be announced on Twitter. It'll be announced on Discord.
He's back, guys. Get hype. There's D&D all weekend, right? Hardcore Heroes in like 12 hours?
Hardcore Heroes in 12 hours. Then I'm going to take a break to go watch the Super Bowl because I'm American.
Super Bowl is after Shenanigans.
No, it's after... Oh, shit, it's after Shenanigans. Okay, so we're going to have D&D and shit all day tomorrow. Then on Sunday, we're going to have Shenanigans. Then we're going to have Super Bowl. And then post-Super Bowl, we might have more D&D. It depends on how, how things go. Because Super Bowl's a family event, guys.
Your mom watches the Super Bowl?
No.
Yeah.
But my dad and my brother and I will.
Oh, yeah.
And then, just content on Monday, misclicks on Tuesday, more content on Wednesday, Dicing with Death on Thursday, yada, 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 yada. So, that's that, guys.
Yeah. Check out the subreddit. It's got all sorts of cool art. I saw a weird, a Georg Photoshop that was actually pretty good. Look like they put some
Is this recent?
Into it. Yeah, it disappeared. I don't know where that went. It's now out of my message list, but if someone can repost that in chat or throw it up on the Reddit, that'd be pretty sweet.
All right, guys. That's it. Take care, everybody.
Next week.
I'm going down for the night. Good night. Good night.